Right now at noon, the Catholic Diocese is releasing details about their plans to slowly reopen churches, how they're planning to keep people safe. And despite the ongoing threat of the virus, beaches across the country will be open for Memorial Day weekend.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Friday afternoon. A few shower chances for the holiday weekend. Let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first WARN forecast. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Mark. We do have shower chances in store as we head into the weekend. We're going to be watching those very closely. Right now, skies are cloudy, and it's possible that you get in on a weak little shower that pops up in isolated spots, and then it's gone just moments later. But here's a live look outside. We've got a lot of low cloud cover out there. High-resolution Doppler is, oddly enough, all clear, but some of us woke up to a little bit of a wet ground earlier on this morning. Some of these isolated showers that popped up were from very low-level moisture, which means they're not being picked up on the radar. So here's Doppler track right now. You see how the upper Midwest does remain relatively quiet, but we are seeing more cloud cover start to pop up over the upper Midwest as well. That means we're going to stay cloudy as we go through the rest of this afternoon. Temperatures, though, I expect them to stay on the milder side. Look for those highs into the upper 60s and low 70s today, but the thunderstorm chances are certainly here. We're looking at potentially some severe thunderstorms in southern parts of the state on Saturday, with more widespread thunderstorm chances for the entire state. As we move into Sunday and Monday, we'll break down the timing of that coming up in just a few minutes.
Not good timing.
Absolutely.
All right, Chris, thank you. Just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center, DNR officials say state parks will resume normal hours starting tomorrow. Properties will be open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. Most state parks have been operating with reduced hours as the state grapples with the pandemic. Capacity limits will remain in place. Visitors won't have access to bathrooms until June 3rd, when a limited number of day-use restrooms will reopen. All campsites remain closed. The Diocese of Madison says it'll begin allowing in-person Mass next weekend with capacity limits and other safeguards in place. Catholic churches throughout the 11-county region of the diocese will be limited to 25% capacity, with worshipers socially distancing themselves from each other. The diocese recommends all churchgoers wear masks, plus no congregational singing, frequent sanitation of surfaces, and removal of hymnals from pews. Bishop Donald Hine says the danger of COVID-19 is very real, and to come out of weeks of physical distancing without a gradual approach would be, quote, irresponsible. He asked the elderly and those who are at risk to continue to stay home. The Wisconsin DOT is extending the timeline for some drivers to renew their licenses online and avoid an in-person visit to the DMV during the pandemic. The DOT says since March 12th, approximately 80,000 driver's licenses expired, and those licenses received extensions for renewal. That expires July 25th. To protect the health of drivers 60 and older, the DMV is extending their renewal date to September 24th. Drivers ages 18 to 64 with no new medical restrictions or negative changes to their vision can renew online. Go to wisconsindmv.gov/renewdl. Dane, 9 new confirmed COVID-19 cases today. We're at 590 cases and 26 deaths in the county. Across Wisconsin, there are almost 14,000 confirmed cases and 487 deaths. The Wisconsin National Guard members collected more than 4,500 samples for COVID-19 testing yesterday, bringing the total to 62,000. In total, there are 600 citizen soldiers and airmen running mobile testing sites across the state. Nearly 5,850 specimens have been collected at the Aligned Energy Center today at the Madison site, and the Aligned Energy Center will be open until 4 o'clock today. And over the Memorial Day weekend, it's open Saturday from 8 until 4. Then collections will resume on Tuesday. Most beaches around the country will be open for business this Memorial Day weekend, despite the dangers from the coronavirus. In hard-hit New Jersey, restrictions are in place along the Jersey Shore.
We're going to have what we call social monitoring, people walking around to remind people that they should be separated. We're not going to kick them off the beach or have them arrested or anything like that. We'll just strongly advise them against it.
Every coastal state, aside from Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire, will have at least some of their shores open to residents by today. A recent Harris poll found most Americans, 95%, say because of the coronavirus, Memorial Day is too soon to take a trip. As you're making plans for Memorial Day weekend, Madison Mayor Satya Rose Conway is stressing the importance of wearing a face mask. The mayor says our work to flatten the curve in Madison has been successful, but that could easily change, and we need to continue to be diligent. The mayor asked people to wear a cloth face covering in public, wash your hands, and use hand sanitizer. President Trump held a conference call with more than 1,000 religious leaders last night, where he reiterated his commitment to get churches back open. Skylar Henry is at the White House with more details on what the government is doing to make that happen.
The CDC is expected to release guidelines today to outline how churches can safely reopen.
Our churches are closed, and I said to CDC, I had a great conversation. I said, our people want to go back to church on Sundays.
Those comments came after President Trump toured a Ford facility in Michigan, where he was asked to wear a mask.
Well, I had one on before. I wore one in this back area, but I didn't want to give the press the pleasure of seeing it.
The CDC now says up to 35% of COVID-19 infections are asymptomatic, meaning people could be spreading the virus without knowing it.
As long as you're not in a crowd and you're not in a situation where you can physically transmit the virus. And that's what a mask is for.
President Trump has ordered flags to fly at half-staff through Memorial Day weekend to honor the nearly 95,000 coronavirus victims in America. As America reopens, President Trump says the country will not close again, even if there is a second wave of cases in the fall.
People say that's a very distinct possibility. It's standard, and we're going to put out the fires. We're not going to close the country. We're going to put out the fires.
A new poll out this morning shows 39% of Americans approve of the president's handling of the pandemic. 60% disapprove. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
And the president's approval rating has dropped over the last month due mainly to the waning support from independents. The poll shows support among that group dropped 7 points in the last month to 35%. Developing this afternoon, CNN reports at least 38 people are dead after a plane crash in Pakistan this morning. The plane with more than 100 people on board crashed into a crowded neighborhood in the city of Karachi. The Airbus A320 issued a mayday call before the crash, the pilot reporting he lost engines. The crash comes just days after the country began allowing commercial flights to resume after a coronavirus lockdown. The man who recorded the killing of a black man running in a Georgia neighborhood is now in custody. 50-year-old William Roddy Bryan Jr. was arrested yesterday and is accused of felony murder and criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment. Bryan was denied any involvement in the incident and says he was told he was a witness.
I truthfully need to be cleared of this because I had nothing to do with it.
We're going to make sure that we find justice in this case. We know that we have a broken family and a broken community.
The attorney for the family of Mahmoud Arbery says that they are relieved that Bryan was taken into custody, adding they called for his arrest from the beginning. The father and son accused of killing him remain in jail without bond. Breaking news, we're learning a pedestrian was hit in the village of Oregon just in the last 10 minutes. It was in the 800 block of Thompson Drive. That's a block east of Main Street. Dane County dispatchers say an ambulance was called to the scene and drivers are being asked to avoid the area. Again, this is a developing story, and we'll have updates on channel3000.com. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Just when you thought mac and cheese and hamburgers couldn't get any better, we decided to pair them up in time for Memorial Day.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection remains open to serve our customers and communities during these times of uncertainty. During Safer at Home, we've got you covered for all your plumbing service needs. Call us for help. We are here for you.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes.
And what I love about Plexiderm is this Memorial Day, you can try it at 50% off our retail price. So start your summer off feeling like your best self.
All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it and I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, and I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it.
I did this to my father at home because I was skeptical. Yes, I admit it. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. The appearance of his under eye bag was completely gone. We were screaming. You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself. I am telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real.
Try Plexiderm at 50% off our retail price this Memorial Day and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at Plexiderm.com or call the number on your screen.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten. And I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
We all know that today kicks off the Memorial Day weekend, and that means many of us will be grilling out or will want to indulge in something that's summertime special. And I can't think of anything that's more fitting than a big juicy burger. And when it's an outrageous one, all the better. We begin by mixing together some ground chuck with a bit of steak sauce and a little salt and pepper. We form this into patties and onto the grill it goes, or we can even do it on a skillet. While these cook, we heat up a package of frozen mac and cheese in the microwave and toast some buns. Once everything is ready, we put lettuce on a roll, top it with our burger, and a big scoop of mac and cheese, followed by a few pickle slices and some crispy bacon. Does this look crazy good or what? And if you're thinking about all those calories, don't worry. This is one of those special occasion burgers. The recipe for our mac and cheese burger is online now, so you can have the most unique burger on the block. And while you're all together this weekend, make sure you take a few extra minutes to remember the men and women who gave of themselves so we can live in freedom. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a ridiculously good way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Happy Memorial Day.
You too, Howard. Next at noon, warm out for the Memorial Day weekend, but we're keeping an eye out for showers and possible thunderstorms. Chris has your first warned forecast next.
My mom was a bank teller, but her hands were so crippled by arthritis she could no longer do her job. She applied for Social Security disability benefits. Like most people, my mom was denied. I'm attorney Don Becker. Don't be embarrassed and don't give up. My mom appealed. You can too. Disability law is all we do.
Call the Becker Law Office, 1-800-254-7766.
Sometimes distance isn't the only barrier between you, your friends, and your loved ones, which is why TDS works tirelessly to provide you with the fastest, most reliable internet so you can stay strong, stay connected, and keep your world together. TDS, the best internet for how we live.
Grand Appliance and TV is committed to serving you during these unprecedented times. Our stores are open, and we've continued to provide the same product expertise, professional delivery, and superior customer service you've come to expect from us over the years. We've extended our extra 5% off rebate on most appliance purchases and encourage you to shop grandappliance.com, where we've expanded our live chat and phone support to better serve you. Grand Appliance and TV, trusted since 1930.
The warmest weekend of the year is on its way, and so are several storm chances.
Plus, Will Loper is sharing his picks for 3 days indoors. Join us Saturday morning at 5 and 8.
Trust us to get it right.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way
and your family's safety is on the line.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blain's Farm and Fleet.
Well, markets react to trade tensions overseas, and a premium home gin weighs a more modest approach. Diane King Hall has your Money Watch report.
Stocks moved sideways in early trading. Investors weighed Dr. Fauci's upbeat comments on Moderna's vaccine trials against worries about increasing tension between the U.S. and China. Southwest Airlines will continue to limit bookings on flights through at least July. The move is an effort to create distance between passengers. Social distancing has been a tough topic for carriers as the airline industry tries to figure out how to cope with the COVID-19 pandemic and help limit the spread of the virus. Amazon's Prime Day won't be happening this July. According to the Wall Street Journal, the online shopping event will take place in September this year in order to get the company's supply chain back to pre-pandemic levels. Amazon's warehouses have been strained with a surge in e-commerce activity during the coronavirus crisis. Peloton is reportedly weighing a less pricey bike. According to Time magazine, the company's CEO says it is exploring a cheaper version of its exercise bike to draw in more people by bringing cost per household down. Consumers currently fork over more than $2,000 for the bike, which can be paid in installments. Still, demand has been sky high amid the stay-at-home era, with sales soaring 66% during the third quarter. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial is down 85. The NASDAQ, however, is up 12. The S&P 500 is down. Farm Director Pam Yankee is here today with today's Ag News. Hi, Pam.
Well, no doubt this Memorial Weekend is going to look a little bit differently than we've become accustomed to. Normally this weekend I'd be kicking off our June dairy celebrations with my friends down in Greene County, but that's not happening this year. On an up note, Fond du Lac County has decided that they are going to stick with their June dairy plans. Verclair Dairy, just outside of Fond du Lac, is going to be hosting a drive-through dairy breakfast. That's going to be on June 28th. Meanwhile, other summertime activities are being adjusted. This time around, it's the Board of Supervisors up in Dunn County in northwest Wisconsin that's decided that they are going to tell their county fair how it's going to have to operate. The Board of Supervisors laid out some pretty specific guidelines this week for the county fair, including that basically nobody from the general public was going to be allowed in the county fair activities. That includes no vendors, no carnival activities. They were just going to focus in on the youth, but even that they wanted to do virtually. We'll see if the Dunn County Fair officials can rise to that occasion. And also talking about weekend activities, if you're one of those folks that likes to walk rural roadsides looking for asparagus, you might have to wait a little while. Ed Burrs from Burrs Berry Patch down in Barneveld said asparagus is one of those crops that really got nailed by that cold weather that we had about 10 days ago. He said in his area of Barneveld, that freeze overnight actually killed off all of the early growth as far as asparagus. He said, now that doesn't terminate the crop completely, but he said it is going to require probably another 3 weeks before we see a good volume of Wisconsin asparagus ready. And the strawberries, yeah, they're about 3 weeks behind as well. I'll keep you up to date on all the food news you need all through Memorial Weekend at MidwestFarmReport.com. I'm Pam Yankee. Enjoy your Memorial Weekend and be safe.
We will pan you as well. Here is Chris with the Memorial Day weekend forecast.
That's right, Mark. And Memorial Day weekend is going to be one that features times where we see showers and thunderstorms. Not the entire weekend, but nonetheless, the chance will be there. Temperatures, they're also going to be on a warmer note. In fact, by the time we get you towards Sunday, we could see those temperatures into the mid-80s. But here's the system that's going to be impacting our Memorial Day right now. It's this area of low pressure that we see across the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle. Look for this to move towards the north and east with time. As it does so, we're going to be seeing chances for showers and thunderstorms popping up pretty much every day in some spots. In fact, this is Saturday afternoon, and one of the things I want to show you is this area between the warm front and the cold front. In weather, that's known as the warm sector. That's where your greatest instability for thunderstorms lies. And with that, we are watching southeastern parts of the state for severe storms as we head into your Saturday. In fact, here's your thunderstorm outlook right now. We aren't expecting any this afternoon, but you see this darker green in extreme southeastern Wisconsin on Saturday. That's that marginal risk for severe weather, and I would not be surprised if we go through further updates later on tonight into tomorrow just to see this expanded a little bit further towards the north and west there, since it appears that our area of low pressure will track just a little bit further towards the north and west. By the time we get you towards Sunday, we're still looking at another day that will have the chance for widespread showers of thunderstorms that just won't truly move in until we get you into Sunday afternoon. It's cloudy out there right now. Keep that in mind. Most of us are dry, but I would not be surprised if you get a little isolated shower. I'll show you why here in just a second. 62 is our temperature. The air is calm, so we're not really concerned about the wind blowing out there. But unlike yesterday, where the eastern part of the state was full of sunshine, we're all dealing with the cloud cover this time. But what I want to point out is right here across the driftless region, southwestern Wisconsin, you're getting the clouds to bubble up a little bit. You're adding a little bit of sunshine there. This is where you have that opportunity for an isolated pop-up shower as we move into the rest of the afternoon. Right now, none are popping up on Doppler track, but I'll show you how things begin to respond. See, check this. It's 71 in Boscobel, 65 in Lone Rock. This is one of those areas where we're seeing the sunshine on the thermometer. That's why it's able to warm up to where it is. When you get that sunshine on the thermometer, you get just enough bubbling in the atmosphere that you might get a lone little shower. So you see that in future track. Look for temperatures topping out in the upper 60s and low 70s as we move into this afternoon. Overnight will be relatively calm. We'll see those lows into the upper 50s. Now let's move into your Saturday. It's 70 degrees by lunchtime, but here come the showers starting to move in from the west. Right here, this is where we have the chance for some strong winds to come through with those thunderstorms. You're going to be pulling in a lot of moist, unstable air from the south and east. This is going to be unzipping that, and this is why I wouldn't be surprised to see some of that severe weather risk be moved towards the north and west just a little bit. Now we're at Saturday afternoon. That begins to push off towards the south and east. We begin to dry out after that. But temperature soaks are still going to be on the milder side. In fact, we're dealing with multiple days where we'll see those temperatures into the low 80s or at least near 80 as we go through that extended forecast. So it'll feel like summer. There's lots of humidity in the days ahead, lots of chances for thunderstorms in the days ahead, but thankfully none of them look like washouts as of now.
Keep an eye on the radar.
Keep an eye on the radar pretty much the entire weekend. Well, all of next week. I'll say that. Keep an eye on the radar.
All right, Chris, thank you. We have breaking news. Dane County will be able to move into phase 1 of the Forward Dane reopening plan effective Tuesday at 8 a.m. Public Health Madison and Dane County say we've met the required metrics to reopen all businesses, such as restaurants, gyms, and retail shops at 25% capacity. Indoor gatherings at private residents are allowed for 10 people or less with physical distancing, and outdoor gatherings of 50 people or less are allowed. We'll have more on this story tonight on News 3 Now, and we'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces. I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
Dark stains and algae buildup can rapidly age your roof. So give us a call here at Mad City Roofing for a new high-performance premium roofing system with Scotchguard protection to prevent stains and streaks. And now during our Raise the Roof event, 75% off labor. Ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. And if you call during this program, receive a free $100 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate.
Could have sworn the treasure was right here.
I found something.
Oh, that's what that symbol meant.
You know, instead of hiding our money, it'd be better if there was a place that'll hold it for you safely. Oh, you could take little bits out when you wanted.
How would they know it's yours?
Eventually, somebody has a better idea.
Oh, you could have a little card with your name on it.
Everyone can have secret passwords.
I love secrets.
Like simple mobile plans with no contracts. And now with 5G, it's a better way to mobile. It's Spectrum Mobile.
We're back. We got Untitled food.
Oh, good. What a treat after a long week and no cleanup.
When you can't dine in, then get it to go and support our restaurants during Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week to Go. 2 weeks of fabulous to-go menus you'll love. Visit madisonmagazine.com for details and menus. Restaurant Week to Go, presented by Kesnick's. Food service design, equipment, and supplies.
I guess there is still cleanup to do.
Chris is back. Now, Memorial Day seems a little early this year.
It really does, but oddly enough, I mean, it's about the time of the year that it comes every year, but the heat's going to come early this year, too.
The unofficial start to summer.
Yes. As we look at the extended temperature outlook, Mark, one of the things you'll see is that we're going to be looking at above normal temperatures for the west and then the eastern part of the country for at least the next 6 to 10 days. If I were to expand that out for 2 weeks, we'd see above normal temperatures for about the next 2 weeks as well. Notice Texas is looking cooler than normal. What's happening in the pattern is we're going to have this storm system that sits and spins over Texas for a couple of days. So think what happened last week where we had that storm system sit and spin over us. It's Texas's turn with that one. In the meantime, other parts of the country will continue to warm up as we go through the next couple of weeks. So notice the south is going to be fairly wet and stormy. Meanwhile, parts of the northwestern part of the country, they're going to be staying drier than normal as we go through the next 6 to 10 days. But nonetheless, we will keep those storm chances in the forecast as we check the week ahead, along with temperatures that are going to be into the low 80s. Our average high for this time of the year is in the low 70s.
Well, it's almost June. We're losing track of time here, I think.
It is almost June, believe it or not.
All right, Chris, thank you. We'll see you back here at 4. Have a great afternoon.